Welcome to the Pin Down. It's WrestleMania week. We're going to be talking about WrestleMania 39. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest podcast, not only in the... I'm so sorry. Let me restart that. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest podcast not in America. Welcome to the greatest podcast not in the world. Welcome to the greatest podcast in the universe. I'm your host with the most Christmas boast. And like I said in the intro, today we are going to be talking about WrestleMania 39, which is this Saturday and this Sunday, if you're out of the loop. Let's get right into it. I will say that I am looking forward to WrestleMania. I know I've seen like a lot of people who just kind of been a bit negative about WrestleMania, how it's going to go, how some matches don't deserve to be on the card. I like to deem myself as very optimistic just when it comes to pro wrestling in general. I kind of like saying if things are going to blow my mind or not. So, I don't know, like take that as you will. Of course, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Let's dive in some more. We got The Miz, who is going to be hosting WrestleMania. I do feel like this is kind of perfect. You know, Miz hasn't really had any big match opportunities to put him in. I wouldn't really. The only person I would say would go well with Miz is LA Knight. Like maybe give Miz and LA Knight like a segments throughout the night. Or if they're planning for The Rock next year, having The Miz and The Rock talk, Rock power bombs The Miz. So I do like even Miz being on WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to being the host of WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to that. Next match, also we're not going any particular order because there's just so many matches. I think 13 in total. With 7 being on night 2 with Cody Rhodes versus Roman. But I'm looking forward to Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. We got this match back in the pandemic era of WWE, and I wasn't, it was a pretty great match. Nothing to brag about per se. That's not a shot at either women's. There's nothing I can strongly remember from their first match. I do think Rhea Ripley is going to beat Charlotte Flair because one, it kind of makes more sense. She's been dominating everyone left and right since pretty much, I want to say, Judgment Day started. I can't think of anybody who's gotten a pin on her. I will say I was kind of looking forward to let me go back a little bit. When Rhea Ripley won the Royal Rumble, I really thought she was going to go against Bianca Belair. I really did, and I was kind of looking forward to that match because I was like, Rhea's a bit of a powerhouse. Bianca Belair is definitely a powerhouse, but I don't know. This doesn't make me mad, so I'm okay with it. I do think it's going to be good, and like I said, I do think Rhea is going to be beating Charlotte. And speaking of Bianca Belair, I am looking forward to Bianca Belair versus Asuka, because one, I know Bianca can put on a great match. I know Asuka can. I like this new character of Asuka that they're portraying, kind of going all the way back to her Japan days, and I do think it can be a serious. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a serious climb up for her. I will say this though. I love Bianca. I do. I love Bianca. She's probably my favorite. She's definitely my girlfriend's favorite wrestler. I do want her to drop it to Asuka though, because once she has been champion for a year, kind of went through everybody else. I do feel like if she does beat Asuka, the WWE Universe might complain. And sorry, not even the WWE Universe. This pro wrestling Twitter will complain about how she should have dropped it, how Asuka's getting washed. And I do feel like if you're going to debut this new side of Asuka, I would like to see her kind of go back to how she was in early NXT and early Monday Night Raw, where she was just cleaning house, whooping everybody's ass. Because think about if you have Asuka versus Rhea Ripley and in a War Games match at Survivor Series coming up this year. And you can even put it to where you have Team Asuka versus Team Rhea Ripley inside, War Games. So, or just have Rhea Ripley versus Asuka in a normal match. And I do feel like that it'll just be good in general. So, yeah, like I said, I love Bianca. if she does go over, I won't be mad or upset. I will just think it would be a little bit of a waste to Asuka's new persona that debuted not so long ago. But again, I'm optimistic about it. Next up, we got a match that not everybody is really happy about or looking forward to. I've only seen maybe a couple people praise this match or look forward to this match. I'm kind of looking forward to the match just because you got Brock, who's been the man going against Omos. And one thing that I've kind of been seeing, shout out to Suplex. I think this was him who said it in a recent episode. Not episode, geez, not everybody has a podcast. But in a recent video that he posted where he was like, he thinks like this match is kind of gonna be what's gonna be. You know, they're gonna give us suspense with Brock not being able to pick up Omos, and then eventually he's going to get some suplexes in on Omos, some German suplexes. Then he's going to hit Omos with the F5, and Omos is going to win. I do think a nice swerve would be if Brock loses. And I know that would be like 2 WrestleMania losses back to back, so I don't know if they would want that for Brock, which is a big draw for them. But I think if Omos goes over on Brock, I do think it can put Omos in a place where he can kind of be taken a bit more serious. I know like a lot of us aren't taking him too serious just because like we get it, he's a giant, but like, you know, he's just not in that, you know, place. Like he lost I think his last big match was against Braun Strowman at Crown Jewel, and like it was pretty good for it being 2 big men, but again, nothing to really write home about, and he lost, so it didn't really do anything for his momentum or anything. So I would like to see that, but again, I can understand them not wanting to give Brock 2 WrestleMania losses back to back. Also, speaking of Braun Strowman, next match we got Braun Strowman Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. If you did watch Monday Night Raw a couple nights ago, which if you didn't, shame on you, you should, because it was actually really good. They did a good job of hyping this match. So where they had Braun Strowman, Ricochet, and Street Profits against Alpha Academy Viking Raiders. And the match was just very good, very enjoying. Especially the end where they had a Ricochet hit a move, and then they had a Montez Ford hit a move. So I do think it's going to be really well and really good, as well as with the other tag team match, which is Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Sonya Deville, Chelsea Green versus Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler. I do feel like this one's, let's be honest, I think Ronda and Shayna is going to win them because Ronda, she's still a big draw for WWE. I don't see Ronda's team losing or Ronda eating the pin unless it serves a purpose for like Ronda turning on Shayna or Shayna turning on Ronda. One thing I will say is a lot of people kind of complain on this match and the other males tag match as well, because they're kind of like just for showcasing talent on the biggest stage versus there being like a stipulation. I can get that. I do think it would serve a nice purpose for it to be like the winners of these matches will get a shot at the tag team championships. So with that being said, I kind of don't mind it just being a showcase, you know, just something to show off on the biggest stage, you know, show some new moves, kind of mix it to where you can fill up the card a bit more. Not everything needs a story. Not everything needs to be purpose driven. Sometimes you can have some matches for fun. But speaking of tag team titles and having a story and being purpose driven, I do think this is going to steal the show on night 1, which if I'm not mistaken, I think that's what it's going to be on. It's going to be Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Because one, if you haven't seen Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in action, even just like back in their indie days, go back. It's going to be good. And as we know, everybody loves the Usos. And not to mention, the story is just so damn good. One thing I didn't even notice when Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens hugged it out on SmackDown recently was that when Kevin Owens went to take a step forward to hug, Sami Zayn took a couple of steps back because, you know, Kevin Owens has this wrong Sami Zayn so many times, and recently, you know, Sami Zayn has wrong Kevin Owens. So it kind of shows that like they're brothers, but there still is a bit of mistrust, not mistrust, but like lack of trust with them. And I do think it's going to be good because one, you can tell so many stories with Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, Sami Zayn with Jimmy Uso, and even Kevin Owens with the Usos. Because one, they just fought so many times, and it can be like the Usos getting up on Sami, but now Big Brother KO is there to help even the odds, and kind of like to tell Sami that he isn't a nobody, he isn't a loser, that he's somebody. So I do think this is going to be so good. Definitely going to be glued to the TV screen with this match. Another match I'm going to be glued to the TV screen with is the Intercontinental Championship, where it's Drew McIntyre versus Gunther versus Sheamus. And oh my God, if you just watch Gunther versus Sheamus at Clash of the Castle, you already know this match is going to do good. One, if you listen to the New Day podcast, or even just seeing, which I'm sure if you're a wrestling fan, you probably have seen this clip, but some Big E talking about big meaty men slapping meat. Like, I do think this is like pretty much what this match is. It's just three big guys just going at it. I do see Sheamus taking the win on this. I do hope so, because that's the only belt Sheamus hasn't won. And then it could free up Gunther to go after Cody Rhodes or go after other titles if he so pleases. But one thing I would like to see with this match is Drew McIntyre turn heel. And, it's kind of just because you can set up a nice program with Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. And we've seen Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre a lot of times. It's always a good match, in my opinion. Definitely hard hitting. But it would be a nice switch up if you have Drew McIntyre being the heel this time and Sheamus being the babyface. I do feel like that would be good. And kind of evidence to back it up is even with them building up this match, Drew McIntyre has been showing some heel tendencies. So I would say if he doesn't turn on Sheamus at WrestleMania, I would like to see him turn on Sheamus probably like during some sort of celebration on a SmackDown after Mania. I do feel like it will freshen up Drew McIntyre. And, also I love when he was a heel when he first came in as a Scottish Scottish psychopath or sociopath. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's psychopath. But yeah, I would love to see that. Another match that I can't wait to see, Edge versus Finn Balor at Hell in a Cell. Pretty much not my dream, but my prayers have been heard on this, as we're pretty much getting Brood Edge versus Demon King Finn Balor. And I just remember a lot of people being like, oh, he doesn't fit well with, it's not going to fit well with the Judgment Day. It's not going to do so well. He's a whole different kind of person and persona with the Judgment Day. Dude, what goes better than a Demon King and Judgment? Even just the vibe of Judgment Day is like pretty dark. If you don't think that, just look at their entrance. Listen to the music. You deserve the hell you're going to pay on the other side, bro. All that kind of goes very well with like Demon and just all that stuff. So for all the people who kind of just think this will work, I'm not gonna lie, I can't relate. But definitely, I felt like it does give this match, even though we've seen it before, and we've seen them kind of fight all the time. It does give a good build up to have a good, sorry, not good build up. It does give it a good changing to where we have Brood Edge versus Finn Balor. I do see Edge taking the win on this one, and also just hopefully wrapping up this feud. It has been a good feud, but it kind of does just need to come to a closing. Just kind of seen it too many times. Speaking of this demons and dark, Bray Wyatt. So if you kind of haven't heard, I think Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley has been canceled, which is it's kind of sad because one, I just really like Bobby and Bray, and now they have Bobby and the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So I'm gonna try to make this quick because I don't want to go too long and get lost on this topic, because we have quite a handful more matches to cover and go over. But imagine Bobby getting close to winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and then he gets like attacked by Bray, or he gets attacked by Uncle Howdy, and then on night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania, Bobby Lashley pissed off, veins bulging out his forehead. Does demand Bray to come down here so he could fight him. You know, doesn't care if they don't have a match on the card. And then, boom, pretty much Bray Wyatt's new faction that everybody's been kind of talking about would be a good idea. Wyatt 6 comes out and pretty much fight Bobby, attacks him. Bobby is outnumbered, so who does he go to? His own boys, Judgment Day. Not just, oh my God, not just imagine Bobby and Judgment Day. But the Hurt Business reforms, leads to a big faction brawl. What do you guys think? I think that would be kind of cool. Or even just like have Bobby just kind of like being mad, like because he's a two-time WWE champion. I think a three-time United States champion and two-time Intercontinental champion. He kind of just wants some respect on his name, so he wants a match. And then Bray kind of comes out, Wyatt family, all brawling everything. Eric Rowan even. So yeah, I just feel like I can see them doing something with Bray and Bobby at WrestleMania, if like with it being a segment, if not just a match. So again, kind of looking forward to that. And speaking of segments, the next match we're going to talk about is Austin Theory versus John Cena. Again, kind of optimistic with this match. One thing I really did like, I'm not sure how many other people did, but this past Monday Night Raw, they had Austin Theory in an empty arena cutting a promo. And one thing I did like about the pandemic era, especially like the beginning of it with there being no crowd, was that when they cut promos, for some of them, it really makes a difference with the crowd not being there, chanting, chanting, you suck, or booing. For instance, go back and look at John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Watching that promo was literally like watching like a movie, like a Martin Scorsese movie, with just like the dialogue being so crisp, no crowd, the silence happening right when it was good and meant to happen. So I did like that. It did kind of make me a bit more excited. I'm not gonna lie for this match for sure. Who do I see winning? I can see it going either way. I do think that if Cena wins, I can see him dropping it back to Austin Theory on the night after. Or if he takes it hostage and kind of makes Austin Theory look bad because like he lost it, and now like Raw doesn't have a side title. It doesn't have it doesn't have a mid-card title. It doesn't have a WrestleMania anymore. Then like he comes back and drops it at another pay-per-view, or drops it at SummerSlam back to him. I can definitely see that. And moving on, we got Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. I do think this match is going to go very well too. I can see it kind of tying for match of the night with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. I can't remember if this is on night 1 or not. So if it's on night 2, please forgive me. I can see this match being really, really good. I will admit that like I wasn't completely too excited for this match. Nothing against Seth and nothing against Logan. I would have liked to see Seth with another opponent in my mind. Now who? I don't know. If I'm being honest with you, because the only person I could think of off the top of my head is Austin Theory. But again, we've seen Austin Theory him go at it so many times. I don't think I would want to see it on WrestleMania. So, maybe I'm just talking out my ass, just being honest. I do see Seth Rollins winning, like Logan pretty much hitting him with that one lucky punch, and he kicks out of it, and then he curb stomps Logan Paul into another dimension. And I also do see him taking the W, because if I'm not mistaken, I read some kind of report this morning saying that Logan Paul's contract expires the day after WrestleMania. So if that's true, it wouldn't make any sense for Logan to get a win over one of the biggest stars in WWE and then just, kind of leave possibly. So yeah, I can definitely see Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul being a good match, Rollins winning, and if Paul re-signs, if the whole contract thing is true, I can see them running it back possibly at SummerSlam. So yeah, and then Moving on to the second to last match, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. I don't want to forget any matches. Second to last match. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. Fam, let me tell y'all, when Rey absolutely laid into Dominic for telling his mama to shut up, bro, I feel like every black kid was like, it's like one thing you got to realize is like, and maybe not black kids, this country kid. I'm from Georgia, so like even country southern kid, bro. Like the one way you can get dad pissed off at you, especially as a kid and dad's at work, was raising your voice to your mama and have your mama tell your dad that you did that. Oh my God, bro, that ass whooping. 5-star ass whooping. Like Dave Meltzer would be like, damn, like the pacing was good. The dad didn't gas out. Like just going back, hit him with so many finishers. It was with this, I can see Rey winning, kind of this, kind of giving it a happy ending and them doing it again in Puerto Rico. I do wish that I saw this soon. I agree on IG. I do wish that Vicky Guerrero was still a free agent because I would love to see Vicky Guerrero like enter in the match and like slap Dominic and pretty much tell her like, your Eddie is better than you. Eddie would never want you as his son. I would, never want to be a stepmother. I think she could add a element to the match for sure. Be in Rey's corner. I do want somebody in Rey's corner because you're going to have Priest out there in Dom's, I'm guessing, because they don't really have anything set up for Damian Priest. So I would like to see someone in Rey's corner. Maybe bring AJ Styles. Like have AJ Styles take on Priest, kind of be like a throwback to last year's WrestleMania when Priest distracted AJ from winning. Have AJ go out there in Rey's corner and just brawl with Priest, give AJ something to do and Priest something to do. Gotta do like both of those guys. So yeah, I can see Rey winning and then them running it back at Backlash since it's in Puerto Rico, and Dom taking the W again. Sorry, Dom taking the W there. And then last match we're going to be talking about is, of course, we already know the main event of WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. And oh my God, when I tell you I'm so conflicted. And conflicted as in I truly don't know who's going to win. I don't, because with Cody Rhodes winning, stories finish, happy ending, Roman's reign of terror ends. But at the same time, if I can see Roman winning, though, because one, he's Roman, and like from a logical standpoint, Cody has never had a match this big on this big of a stage. You can talk about AEW, you can talk about All In, All Out. None of those truly compared to WrestleMania and going against a megastar that is Roman Reigns. So I can see Roman Reigns taking the W because one, it just makes sense logically because he's been on that stage so many times that like he kind of knows all the pressure. It can be it can show that to where Cody is good, like he's damn good. He doesn't know how to handle the pressure. So I'll put it this way: if Cody wins, I'll definitely be happy. I hope they flip the titles and he just takes the WWE Championship and the Universal title. There's a tournament for it, but I can definitely see Roman winning, and I'll be okay with Roman winning, and just him keep going and dropping it either sometime later this year, or even at next year's WrestleMania. But so pretty much I'm okay with whoever wins in this one. And with that, this wraps up this edition of the Pin Down. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know if there's a match or something I might have missed that you would have wanted me to talk about. But I am very, very, very much so looking forward to WrestleMania. I definitely do want it to be a great match and for everybody to come out of it and saying like, wow, like that was such a good match. A lot of the matches I didn't think were going to be good really did do good for me. So yeah, pretty much I can't wait for WrestleMania. Definitely can't. WrestleMania week, happy, excited as I am every time WrestleMania week comes around. And also, thank you for watching this. If you haven't, click the like button, do it. subscribe to Blurred Approved Entertainment. You can always change your mind if you know you don't want to do it anymore. And definitely go check out all my other friends and people on this channel and platform. They do so much good entertainment. And yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Can't stress to you how much it means to me. I'm hoping to give you guys more content moving forward, and to not keep saying I'm back every 3 months. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this, and Godspeed.